Dude, you know what's crazy? You actually get no bitches. Yeah, you get no bitches.
Fun and funnies and funsies aside, lights out, serious, dark topic. The furry fandom. A place many people ask themselves, why is it so hated? And the answers are quite simple to those questions, but just know, for all those neutrals out there and people who don't know and do not educate themselves about the furry fandom correctly, who were told by the media that it's just a friendly fandom, the furry fandom is safe, it goes way deeper than that. I could do a whole iceberg about this topic. And for all the furry protectors in my comments, just know, due to the fact that you're the lowest scum in the earth, I will not be replying to any of your tantrums. With that being said, let us begin. As an experienced anti-furry myself, I have seen anything from lolicons, pedophiles, zoophiles, groomers, hypocrites, liberals, leftards, and all sorts of things. Even to the point where I've seen literal fur fags masturbating to Plants vs. Zombies, like... Yeah, I went far. As an FESU or spying unit myself, the kind of motherfucker that has to break into their lines and leak pictures to all the rest of the motherfuckers because you don't have enough balls to do what you're doing, I can assure you, every day I wake up, the apocalypse stops being a threat and actually turns to being a hope. A hope to get relieved and saved from all of this pain. Because I've seen so much. And when I tell you so much, I am telling you a lot. The furry fandom extends its realms from drug dealing to even sometimes as far as kidnapping. This is the type of stuff furries will never tell you. And they will be and they will be very hypocritical. They're high hypocrites. According to and also other researchers that we have concluded and done. These people are not normal. What is wrong with them? A lot of stuff, that is for sure. But once more, the fandom is not safe. There is even a certain debate. I'd go as far as saying that it's not even a fandom or a cult, but it's actually an ideology pushed towards kids to sexualize them into fetishes. You see, furry is not actually like, it's a term, but it's more of a fetish at this point because there is so much pornography of the fandom that to this point, furry is not even a term, it's not even a thing, it's already a fetish on its own. And now you might be asking, well, why don't we just get rid of the porn? Well, unluckily, furries make money out of said content, not safe for work content. If OnlyFans make hell ton of money, and those fucking sluts cannot qualify your, I don't know, tentacle fetish because they're all fucking weirdos, now imagine what fucking artists can do. Now, as I told you before, I am a somewhat veteran anti-furry, and I told you that I've seen a lot, and I also proved it to you, from pedophiles to whatever you want. But furries somehow manage to always make me gasp once more. And there is a phrase that even some furries with anti-furry ideology somewhat started to raise up. And this phrase is something like this: groomers and pedophiles and the problems of the fandom are not surface level tumors that can be cut out easily anymore. They are a cancer that has grown deep into the bones and soul of the community. This phrase kills all hope of making the fandom great again. There is no salvaging and saving this fandom. All what you can do is keep your children away from it and hope the best. Just as expected with liberals, they do not deal well with their problems. Unlike us anti-furries, when we see a target that doesn't belong to us, when we see someone who is a Nazi in our movement, we bully him and harass him until he lost all interest in the movement and quits. This was the case and situation with Klaus Wolfgang, for example, Worm Snorter, somebody known in the FTS if you ask, and many others. They were harassed until they quitted. But furries believe in no harassment policies, so instead of harassing and kicking out pedophiles that way of their fandom, they do nothing about it, and instead they turn up to censorship and try to silence anyone who has anything to speak against them, justifiedly or not. And they will go on rumbling on how if you speak against them you're a racist, intolerant, fascist. Even though that's far from the truth, and they do not take criticism any well. Just like the left, these people are immature, and that's because they're not applied any judgment. I just want to take a moment and proceed to tell ya that actual human beings, actual people have been damaged and harmed by this phenomenon, by this fandom. Children got groomed and sometimes even raped or kidnapped, harmed by people of this fandom. And furries do raise money to give to charity, but does that money ever go to victims of any of these horrible and traumatic cases, any of these tragedies? No. This money is never given to those who suffered from the whoopsies of this fandom. But why this money doesn't go to those who get harmed by the fandom? Well, the answer is, sadly, very simple. Furries don't seem to care enough about those who get harmed by their own fandom. Many people have told me that they almost have been groomed totally by furries, yet they keep socializing with them, ignoring red flags. And that points out my point. Furries just don't care enough about their own people. They don't mind the victims or what they have caused. The actual reason why people hate furries so much, aside from all the previously said, is because they do not mind the safety of children or their own people, yet they go out and market their fandom as wholesome heaven. People like myself, who were promised a safe space heaven just to discover a hell. And that is why many of us stand against them and many of us hate them, even if not an anti-furry. There are many people who are not anti-furries and they keep hating them. Furries raise billions and millions of dollars in charity, but once more, does that money ever reach somebody who suffered from a tragedy provoked and caused by the furry fandom? No, sadly, it doesn't. And that is a huge why of why I hate the furry fandom. I have beyond all the rights to do it, and I'll keep doing it until I fucking die.